911, what is the location of your emergency?
It's Monday, February 24th. There's a crisis at the home of Sarah Boone, prompting her to call 911.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
The fire department takes over the call, and for the next few minutes, officials are obtaining critical details about what happened.
No, tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a suitcase and we were playing, and like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase. I tried giving him CPR.
Fire and rescue instruct Boone on how to give chest compressions.
Just keep on pumping. That's all you need to do for me. Keep on pumping his chest for me. I don't need you to stop and talk or anything. I just want you to count out loud for me, okay?
31, 32. Please hurry.
Okay, man, they're getting there as fast as they can, okay?
He's stiff and he's purple.
EMS arrived within minutes and advised Boone that her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, had been down too long and there was nothing more they could do. Boone explained she and Torres were drinking the night before and thought it would be funny if he got inside of a suitcase for a game of hide and seek. The next day, deputies returned and arrested Boone and charged her with second-degree murder in Torres's death. Boone's story about a childhood game gone awry unraveled when investigators say they found video on her cell phone showing Boone taunting and laughing at Torres while he was struggling to get out of the suitcase. Police say he was yelling he couldn't breathe and asking Boone for help. According to police, Boone was captured on video saying, "That's what I feel like when you cheat on me." When confronted with the video, officers say she told them she didn't remember those moments. But to investigators, those moments add up to motive for second-degree murder. Unbelievable. Hide and seek, really? Let's bring in Court TV special contributor Ashley Banfield and Court TV anchor Julie Grant. Ashley, I remember the Melanie McGuire case, but in the suitcase after chopping the body up. This one, how does this even happen? Like, how do you get someone inside a suitcase? And do you think he went in there voluntarily?
It's all a bit weird. I'll give you that. And I will add that Melanie McGuire's choice in luggage was, I think, Kenneth Cole, and they were matching. I mean, she really had class in the murder that she committed. This one is odd, though. It's hard not to give her that due when she says it was all a bad game that just kind of got out of hand. I'd been drinking too much Chardonnay and I just fell asleep. Except for those pesky videos, Vinny, that tend to show up on your phone when you're just too stupid to not record your crimes. And for her to yell those things out on videotape, let's just repeat them for the audience. For everything you've done to me, blank you, stupid. And that's on you. That's what I feel like when you cheat on me. Those are the kinds of things that, whatever her story is, a juror is going to have a really tough time getting past that.
Julie, I'm trying to figure out how he ends up in the suitcase, right? Because if the plan is to kill him in the suitcase, I mean, he's not going to voluntarily go in there unless maybe they were playing hide. Why would you? I don't even understand hide and seek in a suitcase. That's right. Can you explain any of this, Julie? Because I can't.
Honest to God, I wish I could. What are they, like 10 years old, hide and seek? Let's get drunk and play hide and seek and get inside of a suitcase? Really? Two rational adults? I don't think so. It's all, as Ashley said, very weird, very bizarre, and how it escalated from this so-called game, this drinking game where they're playing around the house, to her being charged with second-degree murder is really beyond me. But one thing I do know about this couple is they've got a history of alcohol and abuse. In 2018, Sarah Boone was charged with battery and strangulation after, guess what? The two went to a bar, they were drinking, came home, got into a physical fight. But then the case ended up being dropped because they both went to court and said they didn't want this to move forward, didn't want to testify against each other, yada, yada, yada. here we are. And we know that neighbors are reporting that it's awfully loud in that apartment that they share, routinely, a lot of yelling, a lot of fighting. So really that goes to an MO, if prosecutors have one, that look, this was second-degree murder, maybe not premeditated, maybe not planned, but really showed a depraved heart in committing this crime and a total disregard for human life, Vinny. Unbelievable.
Ashley, I want to get back to the first question, how he gets in there to begin with.
I love you, Vinny.
If he,
Nothing gets by you. You're like, no. Now you get in the suitcase.
well, and the reason I say this is the jury will want to know, because if he gets in voluntarily, maybe it's a game of hide and seek that goes bad at some moment, then it's something less than murder, whereas maybe does she at gunpoint or threatening way say, get in the suitcase, right?
So, right. And do you remember when those pesky videos come back to haunt you? Pesky science can also come back to haunt you. And his autopsy showed some pesky science for her defense. And let me just go over some of the important details. He had injuries all over his body, long nail scratches to his upper back, a large nail scratch to the back of his neck, contusions to his left shoulder, left skull, and left forehead. And apparently the arrest affidavit said that the forehead contusions were considered caused by blunt force trauma. So that's what the reports tell us. And so what I'm trying to, when I try to put my, pieces of the puzzle together, I'm thinking that maybe he was battered and was slightly, semi-conscious and ended up in the suitcase. But on video, he can be heard begging for his life, saying, seriously, I can't breathe. You got to let me out of here. And the video shows him pushing and trying to get out as well. So he may have gone in involuntarily, and then been fully conscious when he realized the situation he was in.
Yeah, that's what I think the trial is going to be about, because the video, at the end clearly demonstrates that she's not helping him when he's in distress at that moment. Julie Grant, quickly, before we run out of time here, does she have to testify here to explain this situation if she's looking to either be convicted of something less or perhaps a not guilty?
Yeah, I think she does. I think she does need to testify. Of course, it's her right to remain silent. But here, when we have only two people in that apartment who know exactly what went down, and one of them cannot share their version of events because they're deceased, I think it's to her benefit if she does. Also, I think it's to her benefit if she gets a mental health evaluation and a drug and alcohol evaluation as well, Vinny.